Hari Om. Today's Aarti Seva will be by Srimati and Sri Keshav Narayan, Sri Karthik and Srimati Kanika Sharma. We request them to please come forward and perform the Aarti.
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की। आरती सद्गुरु की। चरणों में उनके शांति समाए, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया। शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बारिकी तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे। भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। आरती सद्गुरु की। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Hari Om. Sadguru. Sadguru. Shall we start? Sound is clear? Vision also is clear? Na ati uchritam, na ati nicham. After that now, anyways, I am not meditating, so no problem of me falling. Don't worry. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। जय जय राम। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। जय जय राम। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। जय जय राम। जय जय राम। जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि। सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। We all know that there are 18 chapters in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes these 18 chapters are classified in 3 sections, each of 6 chapters. So chapter number 1 to 6 forms the first section, then 7 to 12, and then 13 to 18. Now we see many acharyas giving interpretations as to what this each section talks about. But one of the most famous interpretations which is given by many acharyas, that it talks about the 3 aspects of the Mahavakya. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is explanation of Upanishads. And what is the central message of the Upanishads? That is the Mahavakya. Mahavakya which shows the identity of the individual with the Supreme. Mahavakya literally means Maha. Maha means big. Vakya means statement. Big statement. Big statement is not long statement. Big statement means it's the most, what we can say as, all-encompassing statement. There is nothing greater than this. That is called Mahavakya. Gurudev used to translate the word Mahavakya as identity revealing statement. The statement that reveals one's identity. If we remember, the entire problem that Arjuna had was of not knowing the identity. Correct? We said all the other things, the confusion of duty, the sorrow, everything has come because of ignorance of the identity. Who am I? So the statement that answers, who am I? That is called Mahavakya. Generally, we speak of Tattvamasi Mahavakya, which is Upadesha Vakya also, that Tat, that, Tvam, you are, Asi. You are that. Now, if we see, there are many Mahavakyas, okay? Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, many Mahavakyas are there. But if you see this Tat, Tvam, Asi, there are 3 facets. Tat, that, Tvam, you, Asi, are. So, 3 aspects. Now, it is said that the 3 sections of Bhagavad Gita focus on these 3 aspects. So, the first 6 chapters are on Tvam Pada. Pada means word. On the word Tvam. Tvam means you. So, the Guru is saying to the Shishya, you are that. So, you means the Jiva. So, first 6 chapters are all about Jiva, his sadhana, and ultimate realization or the identity that the Jiva must realize. And therefore, we have Bhagavan Shri Krishna starting with that goal of identity, of oneness as Sankhya, and then giving the entire path of Karma Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa, Dhyana. Are you getting? This entire thing is on what? Jiva. Tvam. Now, after these 6 chapters, now the next 6 chapters, they are on what? They are on Tat Pada. Tat means that. That means God. So, Jiva, Ishwara. So, from 7th chapter to 12th chapter, we see the topic of God being taken. So far in first 6 chapters, whole focus was on Jiva sadhana. Remember, though Bhagavan is going to talk on God, of course he is going to connect it to us. So he will also talk about Jiva and what sadhana he should do. But the focus is on the knowledge of who is that God. And therefore we have Jnana Vijnana Yoga, which is the 7th chapter, Akshara Brahma Yoga, 8th chapter, giving the way of going to the world that God stays, special world, God stays everywhere, but that special world is there. And how from there also you can get liberated. So Krama Mukti concept, Akshara Brahma Yoga, 8th chapter. Then Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga, 9th chapter. Vibhuti Vistara Yoga, 10th chapter. Then Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, 11th chapter. And concluding with Bhakti Yoga, 12th chapter. So we see that these 7 to 12, these 6 chapters, the main theme is Tatpada, that is God. Now somebody will say, Veji, why? Why are you bringing God? Very interesting. As long as everybody is talking about us, we don't have problem. We never ask this question, why are you talking so much about yourself? That everybody loves. But the moment somebody starts to talk about God, we immediately, we should not. Secular. What secular? We have not understood the meaning only. Why the concept of God needs to be understood? Because without that, the knowledge is not complete. Suppose I understand that, okay, I have to do Karma Yoga, then Jnana Karma Sannyasa, then Karma Sannyasa, Dhyana, and reach the knowledge. Okay, fine. About me, it is clear. What about the world? What about other people? Knowledge is not complete till the time we have done Vichara, inquiry on all the 3 aspects. Tvam, that is Jiva, Tat, that is God, and Asi, the identity between them. So after explaining this Tvam Pada, now the next 6 chapters on Tat Pada. And naturally the last 6 chapters will be on Asi. Asi means identity, you are. That identity will be spoken of. Okay. Now some people they say, very good. This Tvam Pada Jiva, the main focus was on Karma Yoga, correct? Karma Yoga. The next 6 chapters, the focus is on Bhakti. 7 to 12. And that's why the topic of Bhakti, Bhagavan, Bhakta and Bhakti starts here in 7th chapter, goes up to 12th chapter, which is Bhakti Yoga. And then the last 6 chapters are on Jnana. This is a very broad classification, okay? We have already seen Jnana Yoga already in first section. That does not mean Bhakti did not come in first section or Karma Yoga will not come in next sections. It's not that. Where is the focus? All the topics Bhagavan is touching in 2nd chapter also, 15th also, 18th also. He will touch all the topics. But where is the focus? What is the main thing that Bhagavan wants to tell? So now we have these next 6 chapters which are starting from this Jnana Vijnana Yoga, 7th chapter onwards, which focus on Bhagavan, Bhakta and Bhakti. Alright. Now, Bija, the seed of this theme, this topic or this chapter is there in the previous chapter as the last verse. We have been seeing this, isn't it? Bhagavan first tells something in short and then expands, elaborates on it. So he says, if you remember in the last session, we had seen up to Dhyana Yoga. And we had seen everything about Nididhyasana, the practice of meditation, and then what are the fine adjustments that you need to do, then Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then Samadhi, the effortless state, the true meditation, that also we had seen. What happens to that yogi, one who reaches that yogi, how is that yogi, Parama yogi, etc. Up to that we had seen. Now Bhagavan concludes the chapter by saying, Yoginam api sarvesham. Among all the yogis also, Arjuna, there is someone who is the greatest. Means there will be many yogis who have gone through the path of Karma Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa, Dhyana. He says, even among all of them, there is one person who excels, who is the best. Who is that? Madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. We see from here Bhagavan Sri Krishna starts to use the word mat. Mat means connected with me. When Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying here me, that me is not son of Vasudeva and Devaki. That me is God. Must understand. As Avatara, he is not talking. Now he is talking as God, as Ishwara. And that is what he starts. So if you see here, from this verse itself, 3 topics come up. Bhajate yo mam. One who worships me. Here me means God. So the topic is, who is God? What is the nature of God? That's first topic. Second is bhajate. What is, how to worship? Second. And third, madgatena antaratmana. By surrendering or by keeping mind in me, that jiva, that sadhaka, that bhakta worships. Now, who is bhakta? So, the topic of 7th chapter is Bhagavan, Bhakta and Bhakti. Okay? That is what he calls as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. The path of knowledge and wisdom. Jnana and Vijnana. We understand the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge, intellectual. Wisdom, experiential. Now, here right at the beginning, Bhagavan himself is starting. Again, we don't see any question from Arjuna. Why? Because he may not know that this is something to be known. So, Bhagavan only starts. Bhagavan says what? Maya saktamanaf partha yogam yunjan madashraya asamshayam samagram mam yatha jnasyasi tachrunu. Arjuna, listen. What? I am going to tell you something by which you will gain the knowledge with wisdom. You see? Asamshayam, doubtless. Samagram, entirely. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshami. I am going to tell you in such a way that not only you will know, but you will also experience. Savijnanam, along with that experiential thing I am telling you. Carefully listen. 2 things we have to see here. See, number 1, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself is starting here without Arjuna's question. And therefore, first he proclaims that this is what I am going to tell. In Shastra, it is called pratijna, promise, declaration. Generally, when you write letter to somebody, official letter, you write the subject of the letter right at the top, isn't it? Declaration. What is the subject? Why are you writing the letter? So, if the chapter is starting with Arjuna's question, then according to the question, answer will be given. But here something, himself he is starting. So, he makes a declaration. This is what I am going to do. I am going to give you knowledge which will also give you wisdom. Knowledge of whom? Mayi asakta manaf partha yogam yunjan mad ashraya asamshayam samagram mam yathadnyasyasi. Knowledge of me I am going to give you. Again here me is who? God, Ishwara. That knowledge, Arjuna, I am going to give you. Now, when Arjuna has not asked the question, it is now Bhagavan's responsibility to capture his attention. If Arjuna has asked the question, he is already attentive because he wants to know. Now here something Bhagavan wants to tell. So what does he do? He does Shrotra Abhimukhikarana. Remember this we had seen earlier? Shrotra means listener. Abhimukhikarana means to make him turn towards you. So the speaker should capture the attention of the listener. And that is what Bhagavan does here. Number 1, by praising the knowledge that he is going to give. And number 2, by showing how rare this knowledge is. He says, I will tell you that knowledge, not just some information, but along with the experience I am going to tell you. Jnanam teham savidjnanam idam vakshami. Yad jnatva, knowing which, bhuyah anyat jnatavyam na avashishyate. Knowing which, there remains nothing that you need to know. So I am going to tell you that knowledge, knowing which there is nothing else that you need to know. What a best thing. Bas, final knowledge I am going to tell you. And also Arjuna, what? This is very rare. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. To sell any product, you have to establish that this is the best product and this is the rarest product. Imagine if it is best but everybody has it. Then what is the point? Isn't it? What is the best product? Eyes. Everybody has eyes. What is the big thing about it? Shirt. Everybody has shirt. No. This shirt is signed by the chief minister, prime minister, president, great cricketer, this, that. Nobody has got. That's what they do. That's why they say limited edition. You see? Same thing, but limited edition. What? Very few people have. Only 10 are made. Bhagavan says this knowledge, Arjuna, is the greatest and rarest. See, now why it is greatest, we must understand. Any worldly knowledge, knowledge of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, history, geography, whatever we want to know about the world, the more we know, the more we understand that there is more to know. Careful. Suppose you are very new to the topic. Like if you ask a 6th, 7th standard child going to the school, you ask that child, do you know physics? I know physics. And you ask the PhD professor of physics, do you know physics? Then he will say, not completely. In that entire physics, my field is astrophysics. And in that also my specialization in this area. And in that also topic is this. Do you mean to say that the 6th standard boy knows more than the PhD? No. But the thing is, when we don't know, we think we know everything. The more and more we start to know, we understand that there is more to know. Everything about world is like this. Every single aspect of knowledge of world is like this. That's the first thing. So no subject or no worldly knowledge we can say that knowing this, everything is known. No. We can't say like that. That's point number 1. Point number 2, worldly knowledge can be forgotten. Law of motion. Remember? Newton's 3 laws of motion. Do you remember? Veji, we remember the 3rd law. Everyone remembers the 3rd law of motion. Why? Easiest to remember. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. What about the 1st law? Every object remains in the state of motion unless and until acted upon by an external unbalanced force. Law of inertia. What happened? But you memorized it, you wrote it in the paper, you got 2 marks for it. Forgotten. The problem with worldly knowledge is you can forget it. It's not. So to keep it, you need to revise again and again and again. The stotras that you remember. How do you remember it? Because you have to keep revisiting it again and again and again. Then only you will remember. Otherwise it will go. This knowledge which Bhagavan is talking about is such, once you know it, even if you try, you will not forget it. Even if you try. Try not to remember. Even if you try to forget, you will not forget. That is how this knowledge is. That's why it is greatest. Number one, knowing this, nothing remains to be known. So this is complete knowledge. Not like worldly knowledge. Number two, you can never forget. And that is what this knowledge is about. Third problem with worldly knowledge is, how much ever I know the worldly knowledge or the world, I remain bound. Nothing happens to me. What do you mean by that? When I start studying physics, my behavior, my personality, my understanding about myself is same as when I complete studying physics, to the best of my ability. I don't change. I may not change. Anything that I learn in worldly knowledge, I may still remain bound in the world. Whereas this knowledge, which Bhagavan is going to give, will liberate me. And that's why it is the best, it is the greatest. You understand? That is what Bhagavan is going to tell. Now, what is that knowledge? It is the all-encompassing knowledge of the entire world, of the substratum of the world, knowing which nothing remains to be known. Let me give you one example and then we will go into the details of it. When you go to some jeweler, you show him some necklace that your ancestors have passed on through generation, and you show and you tell that, can you recognize what type of gold is used and what kind of design etc. is done. That jeweler, if he is good jeweler, immediately by looking at it can tell, and then will just rub little bit, put it somewhere, put it in some lotion, and then he will give the entire history of what is this. He can even tell when was it made and where was it made. He can even tell that. Yes or no? Now somebody may wonder how it happens. Because he has knowledge of gold. Not just the knowledge of necklace, but he has knowledge of gold. Second example, let me give. When I was growing up, I used to have one curiosity, one doubt. See, youngsters always have very funny doubts. My doubt was, when the new car comes in market, how do they tell all the mechanics about how the car is made? Careful, understand, it is very deep question. For me, it was deep question at that time. See, there are so many mechanics. When you are walking on the road also, you see so many mechanics. Okay, they are correcting the vehicle, whatever, they are identifying the problem, solving the problem. Now, my doubt was, when the new car comes in market, how do they communicate with all these mechanics how this car is made? And then when later on my uncle was a mechanic and I asked him this question, that do you get some circular, some paper, something, when every time new car comes in market? He said, no. I am talking about the era when the new car started to come in the market. Okay, when we were in school, only two cars were there, na? Maruti 800 and Premier Padmini. You remember? And then slowly you started seeing many types of vehicles, many shapes, sizes, colors, etc. So then this doubt came. He said, no. I said, then how do you know how to correct it? He said that, you see, the car model may be new. What is there inside is same only. For some cars, the motor will be in front. For some cars, motor will be behind. For some cars, in the center. For some cars, 5 gears. For some cars, 4 gears. Some cars, 6 gears. Once you understand the essence of car, any car, you will know. Did you understand both these examples? For this entire world, there is an essence. Once we understand that essence, we will understand entire world. That essence is God. So the knowledge that Bhagavan is giving is of himself. Now somebody will say, Vedji, don't you think that God is little arrogant person? He is talking about himself. He is not arrogant, he is compassionate. Why? If he doesn't talk about himself, we will never know him. Why? Because he is beyond our understanding. So suddenly we will not come to know what is the nature of God unless God himself tells. There are many ways of looking at this explanation. Often we see even Gurudev talking about this, how the world must have a creator. Remember the 3 laws of causation Gurudev used to talk? Those who have seen, every effect must have a cause. Effects are, plural, nothing but cause in different forms. From the effect, when the cause is removed, nothing remains. Remember? And Gurudev in his style, no, he will say, from the effect, when the cause is removed. He will not say that last one because nothing remains. No, then how can you say? So we as human beings can analyze the world, and through the world we can infer what must be the nature of God. We see the effect and therefore we are inferring that if there is an effect, the world, somebody must have created it. Now we don't know that entity who has created it. In mathematics generally, when we don't know something, we start the entire problem by saying, let us call it x. Yes or no? We don't know what is the value, we call it x. And taking that x, we solve the entire thing, and at the end we write x is equal to 4. Now we don't know who is the cause of the world, but we know that if the world is there, there must be a cause. That cause we don't know, therefore we call it God. Now there are some people in the world who come and they say, why are you calling it as God? You should call it by different name. Are you call it as X, Y, Z, Alpha, Beta, Gamma? Doesn't matter. You should not have any name. But then very difficult to communicate, no? He who is the cause of the world but who must not be given any name. If that much I have to do, it is too much. So give a name, God. If you don't like the name, give some other name, no problem. And then we start to analyze what must be the nature of that God by looking at the world that he has created. Now this is human beings trying to analyze God. Now here what we see, God himself is telling about himself. Isn't that a better explanation? Because whatever we may try, at some point of time we have to just say that up to here only we can come. The best thing is what? God talking about himself. That is what he does now. He says, Arjuna, let me tell you who am I. Who am I? I am the cause of the world. I am the creator of the world. And this entire world is created by my 2 prakritis. I have 2 kinds of nature. Prakriti can be taken in the meaning of nature. Not Swarupa nature, but here Prakriti means facet of Bhagavan. He says, there is Apara Prakriti, lower nature, and there is Para Prakriti, higher nature. What is lower nature? Lower nature is eightfold, ashtadha. Apara Prakriti is ashtadha. Bhumihi, apaha, analaha, vayuhu, kham, manaha, buddhihi, ahankaraha, iti iyam me bhinna prakriti rashtadha. Apara iyam. This is apara Prakriti. What is this apara Prakriti? 5 elements. Bhumi, earth. Apaha, water. Analaha, fire. Vayu, air. And kham, space. 5 elements, the raw material of the entire world. 5 elements are the raw material. So everything that we see, what is this? Watch. What is this? Phone. What is this? iPad. What is this? Table. Desk. Mic. What is this? Hand. Body. Your body. Everything is made up of the same 5 elements. Permutation, combination, different percentage of everything is put together, but it is made up of this. There is some earth element, water element, fire element, air, space. So out of 8, first 5 are the 5 elements. Then mana, buddhi and ahankara, which is specific to living beings. There is a difference between this and this, no? What is the difference between this and this? This is inert and this is sentient. Is it really sentient? Think. If this is inert and this is sentient, then there is a big problem. When I die, the body will be there. You should tell the body, no, get up, we have to go to cremation ground. Will the body get up? How? Why will it not get up? Because sentiency has gone, which means this is not sentient. In this there is sentiency. In this there is no sentiency. You understand the difference? Yeah? This is not sentient. There is some sentiency in this. So as long as that sentiency is there, this will appear to be sentient. You can move your fingers, but they will not move on their own. Why? Because by nature they are inert. There is some sentiency in them at the moment. As long as that sentiency is there, it will move. Now when there is a sentiency, that sentiency is what? Because of what? Because of mana, buddhi, ahankara. For now this much you understand. In other words, those who have studied Vedanta, apara prakriti refers to what? Gross, subtle and causal world. Gross, that which I can perceive, that which I can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, etc. Subtle, that which cannot be perceived by the senses, but I can feel. I can feel your emotions. I cannot see them. Your anger, I can feel. Your love, I can feel. Your understanding, I can feel. But can I see? I cannot see. So that which I cannot perceive by the senses, but is there, that is called subtle. And then behind this gross and subtle, there is a causal, because of which you have love, anger, these emotions. Because of which understanding and not non-understanding is happening. So apara prakriti is this sthula, sukshma, karana, prapancha, gross, subtle and causal world. Then what is para prakriti? Para prakriti is that life. Aparayam, which we have seen so far, is apara. Then he says, itahatu anyam prakritim viddhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yaya idam dharyate jagat. That presence of sentiency in this inert world is para prakriti. Inert world, apara prakriti. Sentiency present in that inert world, para prakriti. So stula sukshma karana prapancha, apara prakriti. Jivatva, brahmatva, that is para prakriti. The literal meaning, vachartha of this jiva bhutam is what? Jiva. The difference between watch and body. We said what? That there is sentiency in this body. Therefore we call this as jiva. We give name, brahmachari ve chaitanya. But this watch is still inert. What do you mean inert? It is not expressing sentiency. It doesn't move by itself. But this appears to be moving by itself. Appears to be talking. Watch cannot immediately start talking. Vedji, I have one doubt. Please. Since I have taken new mobile, I have realized that it suddenly starts talking itself. Do you know how it works? No? Good. Lucky you are. In mobile, the feature has come that the sound, I will not say what, if I say a particular word, in all of your mobile, that Google thing will be activated, and whatever I say after that, it will start searching and it will start talking information about that. So, Veji, is the mobile sentient? It's pre-programmed by seemingly sentient entity. So the computer starts talking, mobile starts talking, the robot starts to move, automatic car. Without the driver, car is moving. Well, pre-programmed. But it is still inert. Whereas this body appears to be sentient. Why? Because in this inert body, gross, in this subtle body, which is also inert, mind, intellect, ahankara, etc., and in that causal body also, which is vasanas, ajnana, in all these gross, subtle, causal body, there is sentiency. That sentiency is para prakriti of Bhagavan. What we simply can call as life. The sentient knower. Watch cannot know itself. Watch cannot know me. But I can know watch. I can know myself. Why? Because there is a sentient knower present in me. Bhagavan says, both these are my prakriti. So the inert world and the sentiency in them, both are me. One is my lower prakriti, apara. One is my higher prakriti, para. So, what are you trying to say? Etad yonini bhutani sarvani tu upadharaya aham krishnasya jagatah prabhavah pralayastatha. Please understand, Arjuna, that all these beings, all the objects, people, everything, they are present because of me. What do you mean they are present because of me? They have come from these two prakritis of me. And therefore, I am the creator and the dissolver of this entire world. Krishnasya jagatah, entire world. Aham prabhavah, I am the originator. Pralayah, and I am the dissolver also. So Bhagavan, that Ishwara, is the creator and dissolver of the world. This is the nature of Ishwara. Now at this point, let me explain few things, then we will go forward. When we have in English the word God, In Sanskrit, we have many words that can be used for God. Sometimes Deva, Bhagavan, Ishwara, Brahma. I am not even talking about different forms of God, okay? I am saying for the word God itself, there are so many. Now, carefully understand what is the meaning of all these words. The ultimate nature of God, the most supreme nature of God, is that it is Brahman. It is the single reality, non-dual reality. Brahman, supreme reality, which is Nirguna Nirakara, which doesn't have any attribute and which doesn't have any form. Nirguna Nirakara Brahman. Now, for this Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, when there are some attributes associated, when it is associated with Maya, it becomes Saguna Nirakara Ishwara. Careful. Nirguna Nirakara Brahma. Brahman. Again it is happening. Nirguna Nirakara Brahman. No attributes, no form. Now when attributes are associated with it, the attributes of being the creator of the world, sustainer of the world, dissolver of the world, being the all-knower, all-powerful, all-pervasive entity, these are attributes, but still no form. So, Saguna Nirakara. Then that Saguna Nirakara is called Ishwara. So, attributes are there, still no form. Now, when this formless Saguna Nirakara Ishwara takes different forms, that Saguna Sakara Rupa is called Bhagavan or Bhagavati, depending on which form he has taken. Nirguna Nirakara Brahman. When that Brahman is associated with Maya, Saguna Nirakara Ishwara he becomes. When that Ishwara takes forms, he becomes Saguna Sakara Bhagavan. Alright? Sometimes this Saguna Sakara Bhagavan takes a form that everybody can see. This Bhagavan or Bhagavati, when we say, we are referring to Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, Parvati, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Ganesha, Kartikeya, Ayyappa. All these are Bhagavan category. Okay? Now, that same Bhagavan, now that Bhagavan, how do we see? We have to do upasana and we have to worship and we have to do meditation, and then we will be able to, some rare person will be able to see in that form. Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari or Trishuladhari, whatever. Now when that same Bhagavan comes to our level, becomes perceivable for everyone, that is called Avatar incarnation. So when Bhagavan Vishnu comes as Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, everybody can see. All the people who are present at that time can see him. Can see Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Vamana, Narasimha. That is called Avatara. Avatara is Drishti Gochara, available for everybody's perception. Now please understand, in our tradition, Avatara, Bhagavan, Ishwara, Brahman, all are called God. So when God is mentioned, in our mind we must understand, out of these four, what is he talking about? And these are not four different things. This is the same thing appearing in different ways. It's not that when Nirguna Nirakara Brahman appears as Saguna Nirakara Ishwara, it is no more Brahman. No, it is Brahman only, but associated with Maya. Then that formless Ishwara takes form. It is still Ishwara only. And then that formed Bhagavan, Sakara Rupa, takes further avatar for everybody's perception. He's still Bhagavan, he's still Ishwara, he's still Brahman. So that is our concept of God. So when sometimes people ask, whether in Hindu religion or whether in Sanatana Dharma, are there many gods or is there only one God? What should we say? There is only one God. Why? Brahman is one. Ishwara is one. But Veji, Bhagavan are many. There are many forms of one God. But God is one. Do you understand? Forms can be many. Why? Because He is all powerful. He can, anyways, formless. He can take any form. He does take many forms. But He is one. So, this entire description, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is not talking as Avatara Shri Krishna. He is not talking as Bhagavan Vishnu. He is talking as Ishwara. And sometimes later on we will see tomorrow, He will talk as Brahman also. Is this understanding of the word God clear? Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, Saguna Nirakara Ishwara, Saguna Sakara Bhagavan, and Drishti Gochara Avatar. Okay? Now see the shloka again. Now what is he saying? As Ishwara, I am the cause of the entire world. I create, I sustain, and I dissolve this entire world. Now, Ishwara, if Ishwara is creating, from where will He create? Does He have anything else from which He can create? No, He alone is there. So He creates from Himself. He creates from Himself, He becomes the world. Okay, let me explain a little more. What is this? What is this? Watch. What is the cause of this watch? What? No. What is the cause? Time. Not purpose. Cause. Metal. This watch is made up of metal. Some metal. And there is one more cause that is required. The maker of the watch. Very good. So there is metal, there is watchmaker who is making that metal into watch. Correct? Everything that we see has these two types of causes. The chair that you are sitting on is made up of what? Plastic, which means the material used for the chair is plastic. But can you say that I have kept the plastic? Plastic will automatically become the chair. No. There is a sentient maker that is required to convert the raw plastic into chair. Chair maker. Yes or no? So for everything, there is a material cause and there is a maker that is called efficient cause. So far okay? Now along with this, that maker may need some other help also. Some instruments that he is using, some brain that he is using, some book that he is using, that is okay. But main causes are two, material and the maker. Now for this world, what is the material? 5 elements, but 5 elements are also part of the world. 5 elements are also effect. So what is the material used to create 5 elements? Brahman. Brahman, not Ishwara. Not Ishwara, Brahman. Why? Brahmashraya Maya asti. The sentient knower, the sentiency is that of Brahman. So for the entire world, Maya is the material cause, Brahman is the efficient cause. Now who is Ishwara? Brahman associated with Maya. So Ishwara is Brahman plus Maya. So Ishwara is efficient cause plus material cause of the world. Means Ishwara has created himself, from himself, the entire world. He himself has created because he is the efficient cause, Brahman aspect. And from himself, why? Because he is the material cause, Maya aspect. Therefore, we say Ishwara is abhinna nimitta upadana karana. Sanskrit term for what we just said. Don't get scared. Nimitta karana means efficient cause. Upadana karana means material cause. Ishwara is abhinna. At the same time, he is material cause also, efficient cause also. So abhinna nimitta upadana karana. So God is the creator who has created from himself the entire world. Are you following? So in a way, what is he saying? The most important shloka of this is what? Mattaf parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Therefore Arjuna, mattaf parataram, higher than me, mattaha anyat, other than me, na kinchidasti, there is nothing. Why? If God has become the entire world, then that means there is only God. There is nothing else, nothing higher. Are you following? Are you following? Pot is nothing but clay. Second law of causation. Effects are nothing but cause in different forms. And therefore from the effect, if the cause is removed, nothing will remain. Because cause itself is there. So from the world, if God is removed, nothing will remain. Why? God alone is there. So what is this? Don't say watch now. This is God in the form of watch. See the difference now? Yes, I see it as watch. But what I have understood now, this is God appearing as watch. Why? Because in the entire world there is nothing other than God. Now, in case you see something else, then please understand, I am the substratum. That's what he says in the next line. Mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. If you see different things, their table is there, watch is there, mobile is there, chair is there, mic is there, camera is there, light is there. If you see different things, then please understand that I am that thread which is binding this entire world into a garland. Sutre maniganaha iva. These are all like gems. And I am the thread, the common substratum of all. Actually, Arjuna, there is nothing other than me. But if in case you see something else, then please understand, I am the substratum. This is the nature of Bhagavan. What is the nature of Bhagavan? Bhagavan is the creator of the world who has created the world from himself. So he is the efficient and material cause of the world. And therefore he has become the world. Which means what? He alone is there. There is no world. And if we see the world, that world is nothing but God in different form. Vijji, one question. If this entire world is God, why I do not see Him? I see watch, I see the table, I see the chair, and you are saying this is God in the form of watch, God in the form of table, God in the form of chair. Why I do not see God? Because of his power of Maya. That's the next topic that he takes. What? Tribhir gunamayahi bhavaihi ebhir sarvamidam jagat mohitam na abhijanati. Arjuna, though I alone am there everywhere, but people don't understand. Why? Mohitam. They are under the power of Maya. Why? What do you mean they are under the power of Maya? What is Maya for the world? What is the Maya? The material cause of the world, isn't it? It captures their attention so much that everybody's focus is only on the material and not the efficient creator. When we decide that we want to get married, the first thing that we see is material, not the mind and brain behind. Yes or no? In the olden times, they used to send the photo. Through the photo, can you communicate what is there inside? No. As long as material is good, happy. After you get married, then you understand inside the material what all is there that I don't like. Now you can't complain. And that's why these marketing people, what they do is, whenever they want to market any product or any object, anything, gadget, they will wrap it up such a beautiful way that looking at that you will say, this must be good. It's just a wrapper. Mobile. This is so nice. Mobile, you don't decide whether it is good or not based on the look. You should see how it works, how fast it functions. Go beyond the look. But majority cannot go beyond the look. Why? Because the material captures your entire attention. That is what has happened with this world. We only see Maya. We don't see Brahman, the efficient cause. What is this Maya? Daivi hesha gunamai mama Maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. 14th verse, 7th chapter only. Very easy to remember. 7th verse, 14th verse, important of 7th chapter. Why 7th verse said, Mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. That is where he explains that everything is me only. Nothing. Mattaf parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. But then why I can't see? Daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratya. Because we are so engrossed in Maya. Difficult to cross over. I tell you, they may say don't judge a book by its cover. But we always judge a book by its cover. It is very difficult to go past the first level, the physical appearance. Do you agree or no? It's very difficult. Why? Maya captures. How much ever we may say, everything that glitters is not gold. But we run behind what is glittering only. Isn't it? If it doesn't glitter, then we don't go there. You understand? This Maya has captured. Therefore, what is the way to go beyond? Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. Bhagavan says, if you surrender to me, you will go beyond the Maya. Why? Don't forget Mama Maya. Bhagavan is saying is my Maya. You see, sometimes when you go to somebody's house, outside the house it will be written, beware of dogs. It will be written or no? If you are in Bangalore or in cities like this. Anybody here from Pune? Who stayed in Pune, etc.? Okay. One or two, that's okay. I can manage. In Pune, if you go, they won't write beware of dogs. They will write, if the dog bites, that's not our responsibility. Very. I am from Pune, okay, by the way. So I have full right to say anything about that city. Born and brought up there. Isn't it? So when you said beware of dogs, means you know that there is dog. And you know if you go, the dog will jump on you. So at that time when the dog jumps on you, what you should do? Don't shout. Don't run. What? Go to the master of the dog. The dog belongs to somebody. The moment master says, hey, the dog quietly comes and sits behind. Yes or no? Maya is that dog. The moment you enter the world, it will jump on you. If you run, it will not leave you, it will chase you. What you have to do? Go to its master. If you surrender to the master of Maya, Maya cannot do anything. You understand? That's why Bhagavan says, Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Then he says that there are 4 kinds of people who surrender to me, who come to me, the master of Maya. And there are many kinds of people who don't come to me. He explains what happens to those who come to me, what happens to those who don't come to me. Those who come to me, those who come to God, are called bhaktas. And he says there are 4 kinds of bhaktas. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janaha sukritinorjuna arto jidnyasur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. Arjuna, there are 4 kinds of people who worship me, 4 kinds of meritorious people who come to me. Who are they? Number 1, artaha, who is afflicted by sorrow, who is afflicted by Maya, and therefore shouts at me saying, Bhagavan, please save. Artha Bhakta, who worships me to remove that sorrow from his life. Artha Bhakta. Second, Jidnyasuhu. There is someone who is not scared of the dog who is jumping, but starts to wonder why this dog is jumping so much. I want to know who this dog belongs to. The one who wants to know, Jidnyasu. So they come to me with what? With that curiosity of knowing who is God. How did he create the world? Why did he create the world? Why the world is like this? If the world is like this, what is the nature of God? They come with enquiry. They come with desire to know. They are called Jidnyasu. There are 3rd kind of people. What? When they see the dog jumping, they say, I also want one dog. So they come to me to ask, from where did you purchase this dog? Not only the dog, they like even the leash. They like that also, and they ask, where can I get that? So the 3rd kind of bhaktas are those who come to God to ask something of the world. Artha arthi, desirous of things. At some point of time, all of us fall into these categories. When we are captured by the sorrow, when we are struggling, troubled, we do say, Bhagavan, please help. Helplessly we go to God. Artha. Sometimes we also go to God with the list. Bhagavan, I want one house, one wife, 2 children, 1 car, full list. And then as things start coming, we keep ticking and keep adding to the list. Of course, ticking is not the only thing that we do. So then we go to temple. So temple is what? For accounts. Accounts purpose. That so far I had asked for 4 things. You have given 2 out of it. Now I have 2 more that you need to give me, and I have 2 more additional requirements. Artharthi. Some rare ones are also there who go with the desire. All the time you are sitting there, don't you get bored? Who are you? Jnyasu. And then there are 4th type of bhakta, Jnani cha Bharatarshava. Who is that Jnani? That Jnani doesn't go to God to remove his sorrow. He doesn't go to God to ask for anything. He doesn't even go to God to know God. Why does he go to God? Because he is God. He can't go anywhere else. Who is that Jnani? That Jnani is the person staying in the same house to which the dog belongs. So he has no other option. He has to go inside the house only. Bhagavan says, Tesham jnani nitya yuktaha eka bhaktir vishishyate. He says among these 4 types, Jnani is the best one. Why Jnani is the best one? Because he is ever united with me. Nitya yuktaha eka bhakti. He doesn't want anything else. Eka bhakti it is called. More of it we will be seeing tomorrow. I am going little fast because these are the same topics which will come tomorrow. Actually, the 7th and 9th chapter are almost similar. Bhagavan is trying to explain something, then in between Arjuna asks lot of questions, therefore 8th chapter comes. After answering that, he goes back to all the topics and again explains everything. That's what 7th and 9th chapter is. Sometimes when you are explaining, then in between somebody asks, then you answer and then you say, what was I saying? I was saying, so 9th chapter is that, I was saying, that is the 9th chapter. So he is going to take all the topics of 7th chapter again. He says, among all of them, Jnani is best. Why? Because number 1, he is ever united with me. Number 2, he has Eka Bhakti. This Eka Bhakti will be explained in 9th chapter as Ananya Bhakti. What do you mean Ananya Bhakti? He is not coming to me to get something else, nor is he going somewhere else to get me. Artha and Artharthi Bhakta is going to God to get something else, isn't it? Removal of sorrow or attainment of something of the world. Jitnyasu is going to knowledge to know God. Is going somewhere else to know God. Jnani doesn't want anything. So Jnani has Eka Bhakti. So Jnani also loves God. Why? Not because God will come and remove the sorrow, not because God will give me this or that, not because I want to know God. Jnani loves God because he is God. Jnaninaha aham atyartham to our sorrow and to get things. There is one very interesting anecdote. One day, one beggar went to Badshah, Akbar Badshah. Beggar, he wanted something. That beggar went to Akbar Badshah's palace. The guards stopped the beggar, saying that you can't go now. So beggar said, why? He said, because Akbar Badshah is praying, he is doing namaz. So this beggar laughed and went away. He laughed so loudly that Akbar Badshah also heard. So when he finished his namaz, he called the guards and said, what happened? Who was laughing? The guard said, one beggar came. He said, okay, call him. He said, no, he went away. Beggar came without taking anything. Catch that fellow and bring him. So they went, they caught the beggar, brought him in front of Badshah. Badshah asked, did you laugh? He said, yes. Why did you laugh? He said, Badshah, don't be angry. Actually, I did not laugh at you. I laughed at myself. He said, why did you laugh at yourself? He said, I understood what a fool I am, that I am begging to someone who is begging to somebody else. What a fool. Why can't I beg directly to God? Artharthi or Artha or Jidnyasu, they are also great. Why? Because at least to solve their problem, they go to God, not to anybody else. Please understand this. But the other people who do not belong to these four categories, what do? They go to other devatas. He says, explains, kamaistai rtadnyanaha prapadyante anya devataha. What do? They go to other devatas. Now here please understand, what is the meaning of devata? We have said Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, Saguna Nirakara Ishwara, Saguna Sakara Bhagavan and Drishti Gochara Avatar. What is this devata concept? Devata is the cabinet of Ishwara to manage the world. HODs are called devatas. Okay? And there is a head of all the heads. That is called Indra. Indra is the king of all devatas. And then there are different department and departmental heads. Varuna Devata, water department. Agni Devata, fire department. Surya Devata, energy department. So they are called devatas. They are not Bhagavan. Why? Because devatas are posts. Please carefully understand this. They are posts. That is a post. Means what? Any jiva, by doing a particular karma or upasana, can become that devata. So we all can become Indra. Whether we will become Indra or not, that's a different thing. But it's a post and therefore anybody can become. So Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, Navagraha, all these are called devatas. Now what Bhagavan says, the people who don't come to me, they go to these devatas. When they go to these devatas, they pray for a particular thing. And if it is possible for the devata to fulfill, that devata will fulfill. If the action is done in a proper way. Understand the logic, okay? But Bhagavan says, Antavattu phalam tesham. Why? Because they are only in charge of their department. They do not own the company. So they can only give what is possible for them. Bhagavan says, if only these people can come to me directly, I will give them everything. Suppose you know the Prime Minister of India, and the Prime Minister of India also knows you. The second part is very important. Okay? Everybody knows Prime Minister. I know Prime Minister of India. So I also know. No, he also knows me. Suppose he knows you, and if you have a problem, do you think you will go to some local person? You will tell him, please see. He may not come. He may send departmental head to do. That is okay. But you have approached whom? The final boss. 4 kinds of people come directly to the boss. Other people go elsewhere. they get finite result. If they could come to me, I will give them infinite result. Which there is a problem. What problem? Going to these devatas is easy. Local. Going to God? Wrong. What? Going to these devatas is difficult. Worshipping God is easy. How? Tomorrow. It will come. 9th chapter. He will explain. He says, I am such a simple, humble person. I don't demand anything. Bhagavan is telling, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, Yomi Bhaktya Prayachati. That is what he will explain. We will see tomorrow. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya Yoga, chapter 9. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.